Okay, I want to talk fairly extemporaneously about the differences in different specialties and the types of doctors that and really clinicians that you'll find in these different specialties. Now, this of course is a very broad generalization, and you can't make a blanket statement about every single type of doctor and the specialty and what have you. But oftentimes there are certain aspects of certain type of medicine that draw certain individuals to that type of medicine. For instance, a lot of times there are psychiatric physicians that end up going into psychiatric medicine because they're drawn to it because they're maybe a little crazy themselves, or nothing, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, psychs are great, but you know to be perfectly honest with you, that's one of the things that happens. Very cerebral individuals may go into cardiology. A lot of times, people talk about the God complex with cardiologists. They think that they can literally, you know, save people's lives. And of course they do, but that, no other physician matters. They're the top dog. Everything from like, dermatology and everything else is just lesser than them because what they do is so complex. Same thing with oncology. You can find, certain people are more compassionate, certain specialties and the physicians associated with them are more compassionate, less compassionate, whatever. Some of the physicians that go into certain specialties are more focused uh, on money and generating income. That may be something like dermatology or orthopedics. Orthopedic physicians, I find, are more of your jock types. They're more of the athletes. They're a lot of times the guys and the girls that were very good at sports that go into this type of medicine. So, you get a lot of different types of individuals that go into different types of medicine. And again, I don't want to make blanket statements about everything, but you may find that this is truer than not. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Also, one other thing that I wanted to discuss is the nature of nurse practitioners versus the nature of physician assistants. And again, nothing is concrete, blanket statement, I understand, but a lot of times, your nurse practitioners are your more sort of compassionate people. They come from a nursing background where nurses are in many instances just more compassionate people. So you may find that they like to talk, or that they have certain interests that make them very different than a physician or a physician assistant. The physician assistant comes from the medical model. In other words, they are trained very similarly to a physician. So you may find that in certain cases, the physician assistant personality mirrors that of the physician and their particular specialty. So just be aware of these things that you may see. And I know I've stressed this a million times, not everything is an absolute, but it is something to keep in mind when you are talking to these individuals. You may find that you have to slightly adjust how you speak to them in order to convey your thoughts, to you know really get to know them better, and to just develop a good rapport with each of these people.